So, Teddy Brown and I watched a movie that we both enjoyed, and we knew that Brad Thornton and Jason Smith wouldn't enjoy, and so I was supposed to review it on our podcast last week, and I forgot. So, here you go, Teddy. This movie is called The Snarling. It is a 2018 British comedy with a little bit of horror. Very, very little bit of horror. It's more of an homage to horror, specifically my favorite werewolf movie of all time, American Werewolf in London. Note my slaughtered lamb shirt, had to put it on. Now, I found out that Teddy does not like American Werewolf in London because it wasn't scary. I've seen a lot of the werewolf movies that Teddy has seen, and I question our relationship now. Sorry, Teddy.
Honestly, I've watched a lot of them with you, and I question it
Okay.
in general.
So this movie is chock full of references to American Werewolf in London. We have two guys who are hiking out on the moors, but they realize it's not the moors, it's just the road. But they've got on puffy jackets like David and Jack. And as Nobby goes out to his death from this little pub, he says, "See you next Wednesday," which was a thing that John Landis put in a lot of his movies. And American Werewolf in London, it happened to be the name of the absurd porn that David watched while Zombie Jack came to talk to him. So this pub is run by a guy who's pretty intelligent and is frequented by his friend who's pretty intelligent and their friend who is a complete and utter moron. And I thought this would get on my nerves, but actually it ended up being my favorite part of the movie. So this guy, Les, is he's an idiot. He's just an idiot. And they are in the pub a lot. Well, pretty much the whole movie, all of their spare time they spend in this pub. And the crew from this movie that is shooting in their town is in there after hours, kind of working. So it is a zombie movie that they're filming. So there is another horror reference there. And they ask the guys if they want to be extras in the movie. They say, yeah. Now we find out that this movie is cursed. So a couple people from the set have gone missing while in this town. And a few weeks prior, they were filming in a zoo, and wild dogs escaped and attacked some of the crew members of the movie. When they get to the set, Les is already there, and people are talking to him like they know him, but not like they know him a lot. And kind of somebody makes a reference to, "Oh, you look familiar." So we find out, and probably my favorite plot point, that he looks just like the actor who is starring in this movie. Now, he is not a dead ringer. Although it is the same actor, I have to give them credit. They did a really good job with this. It's the same actor, but Greg Lupin is the actor who is starring in this zombie film. He's been in over 70 B-horror movies. Obviously thinks way highly of himself. He's the diva. We all would probably swoon over him, but nobody in the general public knows who he is. So they do a good job of making them look different. The actor actually probably does most of it. It's a lot of his demeanor, the way he's dressed, obviously, and that kind of thing. But he has this arrogance and confidence when he's Greg Lupin. There are several things that I thought were going to just be showcases of how stupid he was, and they are, but they also play nicely into the plot. And I am kind of one of those people who looks at everything with a cynical eye and will say, "Oh, I wonder if that's going to come up later." And I just didn't catch it with a lot of those things. So the rest of the movie is pretty basic. Some more people go missing. The cops are trying to figure out who it is. They get an idea that maybe, just maybe, it's a werewolf. The people on the set think maybe, just maybe, it's a werewolf. And then it turns into, oh, who is the werewolf? So the cop in this, like the main detective, is played by the director in true low-budget tradition. And the cop work in this it's supposed to be stupid and comical, and it is. And so, Jason, you would at least like that part of it. But the real irony in it is that Les does something really, really stupid that ends up landing Greg, the real actor, in the hospital, tragically in the hospital. And because that guy is in the hospital and they have to finish some shots, Les ends up standing in for him and being like the main actor for the rest of the movie. So just all those fun little things that make him like the lovable loser, and his friends are always like kind of bewildered by how everything turns out in his favor. So it's just a fun movie. It's very, very goofy. No horror. I would say the only thing that you can say that there's horror, there are a couple of on-screen kills, but they're nothing really that big. And not characters that you even care about. So pretty much straight comedy. I would give it a 7 out of 10. And I would recommend it. I think Teddy would too. But then again, Teddy doesn't recommend An American Werewolf in London. So I don't think you should listen to him.